Hi, it's Skip here. This is the tale of two mega trends. I'm going to break this into two different parts. There's the business side and there's the marketing side. And I want to talk about this a little bit more in depth than I have in the past. Um, there's some amazing stuff that's happening here right now, and the more people that can take advantage of it, the better. It's just some really good stuff. So let's start. I'm going to go right into it here on the business side of things and take a look at this because there's a dynamic that's happening in the industry right now in marketing and in the world of online marketing and what have you. There's some trends here that are really extraordinary. Um, Myself, and you've probably heard me talk about my story in other formats here, but I've been for decades now. I hesitate to tell how many decades. I have been in sales and marketing, and most of that in training and business development. I've done an awful lot of writing. Wrote for a columnist in trade magazines for years on the subject. Been around this a bit, and I've escorted more than one business into the $1 million range. Uh, and there's certain things that are just true. Over the years, I've learned a couple of things. I've learned that people don't necessarily change relative to their buying signals, the things that matter, the things that make them want to move forward and buy a product or a service or whatever. The motivations of people don't change. Now the methods change. They change dramatically. We are in a truly new era. Um, we had the industrial age, we had the information age, and now I don't know. I'm sure there's a name for it at the age we're in now with all the millennials and what have you. All of it's a good thing. I think maybe the information plus, or information on steroids age. You look around just for the fun of it. Look around um, in a restaurant and see how many people are staring at their phone. Um, uh, People are interacting in a very different way than they used to. There's far more texting, and now you of course just have video methods and whatnot, but it's all done pretty much on the phone. It's what I call tell a phone. It used to be telephone, pick up the telephone and talk, but now you tell a phone. I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with Siri. I have. Uh, you can have some fun with it. Sometimes ask Siri, tell you a joke or something. You can actually carry on a conversation with Siri, and that's kind of scary. But anyway, we telephone. I personally, when I do my texting, I don't use my thumbs. My thumbs are big and awkward, and I just don't. I don't go there. So I speak my text. Admitted, by the way, you've got to do a little editing before you send them out because they don't always interpret exactly what you've said, and that can sometimes be a little embarrassing. So I always just tell a phone. I use my voice to create messages. Um, the the reality is the way we conduct business is changing dramatically. The way we communicate with others is changing dramatically. Um, the telephone now, that little piece of real estate, that's that few inches that we stare at all the time, uh, is a powerful device. Um, if you can conduct business and do all your transactions on the phone, you literally, for you, the individual using the phone, you can shop anytime, anywhere. You can do. It's amazing what you can accomplish on the phone, and never have to go to a store. Thus, we see the age of Amazon. Amazon has a program where you touch one button and it does all the ordering for you, and all product shows up on your doorstep. Um, the applications on the phone are really key. The companies that have figured it out and use applications on the phone to transact business are absolutely ahead of the curve. Um, we've seen such mass changes in the in marketing and business profiles, business structures. Just as case in point is Netflix. Of course, we used to go to Blockbuster and others like them, um, and you had the trip to the store. You had to pick out whatever they had. If they didn't have the movie you were looking for, you had to return it and all the stuff that went with that. Well, now you have unlimited streaming of all the videos you want online, on your phone, on whatever your device. You got unlimited streaming, and it really doesn't matter where you're at or whatever. You've got this availability to you all the time, and it's for the cost, a monthly cost of what it used to take for one trip to the Blockbuster. It's a game changer. It's called disruptive marketing. It's taken the place of the phone, and the application and the concept has taken the place of conventional business as we know it. Amazon, of course, is huge. Amazon's got Amazon Prime. You pay like $99 a month as a subscription, and for that you get free shipping and whatever the other privileges you get with that. I suggest to you, where they make a ton of their money is in the subscription price, or is that $99 a month, because that monthly the thing that they do. That can outpace everything else. I mean, they have a lot of sales. They do a ton of business. But ultimately, it's that support of that Prime model where they've got a monthly amount coming in all the time that's kind of a non-variable, and it accounts for the overall success of the company and what they do, and the fact that with that they can afford to do the free shipping and some of those other services. The smaller companies can't. So we talked a little bit about the subscription model. Both Netflix, Amazon, and a host of others are now going to subscription. And by the way, there's even a deal that I think it's Uber that's come out with a program that they're in testing right now that you can do $10 a month and you can get a $5 ride anywhere in the city for $5. Well, the $10 a month that you pay as a subscription, not everybody uses that every day, and ultimately it amounts to an awful lot of money, and he puts them in a position to make a service available to the individual that uses the service at a very low cost without them losing a whole lot of money. The subscription model is powerful. Well, there's another area where the subscription model has taken hold. And you need to combine the subscription model with that little piece of real estate called a telephone. It's amazing what you can accomplish. There is, I'll also mention this one, I've mentioned it before in other formats, but there's in the medical world, medical care is expensive. I had one trip to the ER, which turned out to be a non-event, but I didn't know it at the time, but I went to the ER. They ended up doing all kinds of testing and whatnot. It was $12,000 for a weekend of testing at the emergency. $12,000. And if it wouldn't have been for my insurance, I would have been in trouble. But I had insurance to cover it. Now I don't pay, I pay a nominal fee on a monthly basis for that insurance. And in my case, I have a pretty good arrangement. But I didn't have to pay $12,000. That's very expensive. The point here is that what if you could have medical care on a subscription? It's available. There are co-ops now. They call it concierge marketing, or co-op businesses where doctors get together, and there's a group of doctors with all kinds of services and specialists and whatnot. The individual pays about $50 a month, and you can go to the doctor whenever you need. And if you need special care or whatever, you can get all that under that $50 a month thing. But the number of people paying the $50 is huge, and as a result, they can afford to do what others can't do, and so you get medical care at a very low cost. But there's another area, and this is very much available to us. There's a company that's been around for 40 some years, that has been very successful. They're one of the biggest law firms ever in terms of a total group and the services they provide, and they have gone into a subscription model. If you get a good attorney, you're $100, $200, $300, $400, sometimes $500 an hour for the services of an attorney. And if you have, just to generate a letter can cost you a fortune. Well, what if you could handle virtually any situation, any time, because you've got a subscription, and you go to your phone and you say, I need to produce a will. I need a letter to send because I just got ripped off on a deposit. I got a car ticket. I got a ticket, a violation in my car. I've got this, I've got that. And you need a letter. You need somebody to step up. All those services and a whole bunch more available under a prescription, or a subscription. The subscription model is phenomenal. They've also included now, they have identity theft protection. I tell you what, this is a big problem, and it's not going to get any smaller. From a business perspective, if you're looking at business, what businesses are really growing, what's the future? You look at the needs of legal support. In this world today, it's more than ever. But most people don't turn there because they know that if they pick up the phone and they talk to an attorney, it's going to cost them a fortune. And most people are not in a position to do that. So now, for a very small monthly fee, you get hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of value, and it's all available on your phone. You need a will, you need a letter to your landlord, you need whatever, a dispute, a car ticket, whatever it is. Boom, done on your phone. This is something I want you to look into. I'm going to give you more information, a link to it on this site. I want you to take a close look at it. This is a game changer. It's a game changer because you now have access to things that you never thought you had access to, and the availability of services you maybe didn't think you'd need. But when it comes down to it, most people at some point need these kinds of services, and they need it for more than one occasion in life. One incident where you use the services pays for a lifetime of the subscription model. It just does. So it's worth it and then some. So you'll learn more about it. I'm going to put a link to it so that you can see a little bit more about it and how you can capitalize on it. But you can use it as for a personal use. They've also turned it into a business. For years, they've been using a model. I'm going to talk a little about this in the marketing segment. For years, they've been using a particular model. They've advanced the model to be current with today's demands, and it's pretty cool. So I want you to take a look. I'm going to put a link or two available for the business side of it, that you can get more information from the company and see what they're doing, because it's amazing. And then I'm also going to, you'll go over and take a look on the marketing site and see what they're doing there. And it's the marriage of those two things. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.